Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this live session. I hope you all are doing well. I think let's wait for a couple of more minutes so that more people can join in and maybe then we can start. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this live session. I hope you all are doing well. Let's just wait for a couple of more minutes and so that more people can join in and then we can just start with the session. I think we can start now. Thank you so much again for everyone to join in. In the last few sessions, we met some of our experts who helped us understand laser hair reduction as a process and busted the related myths and facts. We also got to know how seamlessly the machine functions in the unnecessary hair and can help us get rid of our regular painful waxing sessions. While I'm sure that all the past sessions were quite informative as well as insightful, there are certain questions that are repeatedly asked about the safety of laser hair reduction process. So today's session, we are back with Dr. Monal, who will help us understand how is the process of laser hair reduction safe and take up the related questions. Dr. Monal is a PG diploma in clinical cosmetology with 12 years of experience. Welcome, Dr. Monal. Thank you for joining us again today.
Thanks, Shubhagi. Hi, everyone.
So basically, before we start, I would like to announce two things. First of all, we have a special announcement today. So top 10 lucky winners this time will get a 10% off on laser hair reduction. And the winner will be decided from the comment section. So whosoever wants to sort of win this offer can actually put up their comment with the hashtag UCLaser, and we will pick up those questions and those 10 selected people will get a 10% off. Along with that, we have also a link which is pinned in our comment section where you can go and check out and learn more about laser hair reduction at Urban Company. So Dr. Monal, to start with, if you could help us understand what is laser hair reduction and how is it better than other hair removal methods?
Sure. So laser hair reduction, basically, it is a very, very simple and I would say it's a painless procedure. Now, laser hair removal basically uses concentrated beam of light to remove unwanted hair. Now, what happens here is a laser beam gets penetrated to your skin, okay, and it goes deep beneath to your skin, okay, wherein the energy basically converts into heat energy. Now this heat energy, it damages, okay, the tube like sacs which are present deep beneath your skin, which are known as your hair follicles, thereby preventing the hair to grow back again. So this damage will overall inhibit or it will delay your growth, a hair growth process. And whereas the process like wherein we are raising or we are waxing, what happens in that is the hair is not removed permanently from the hair follicle. It basically stays intact there, okay, and grows back after a few days. Now when we talk about razor, we are just removing the top part of the hair, which is basically the shaft of your hair. Deep beneath the hair follicle or the hair root stays intact. And when we talk about waxing, we definitely remove the hair away from its root, okay, but we do not destroy that hair follicle, unlike the way it is done in with laser, basically. So after a few days, after 15 to 20 days, you see that the hair basically grows back again. So to get rid of the hair permanently, or basically to get the hair reduction, permanent hair reduction, it is always advisable to go ahead with laser hair reduction rather than waxing or rather than shaving.
Thank you so much, Dr. Monal, for explaining us the process and how is it better than other removal methods. Dr. Mona, many people, there are many people actually in my friend circle also who are confused if laser hair reduction will work on the skin or not. So, can you help us understand what are those specific skin types, if even if that's the case, on which laser hair reduction works well?
Okay. See, these days, what laser we are using,
Uh,
presently at Urban Company or in most of the places, these are, high-end lasers. Okay, so these are known as your lasers which can act on any skin type. So it can be on a fine hair, it can be on a thick hair. Okay, so it is going to work on any hair type. It's just that if there is a sensitive skin of a customer or of a patient, we just need to be a little careful there. We need to do the pre-care instructions or follow the pre-care instructions which has been told by the doctor, religiously, before we take the service. However, any skin type can take up laser hair reduction these days.
So people don't need to worry actually, because there are quite a few people, they think maybe, what if it's not safe for me? What if I can go for it or not? So I think that helps us answer the question. So I think audiences have started pouring on the questions. If we can have a couple of them, and then we can just go back to our discussion.
Sure.
So yeah. So Shruti Narela actually asked, which is the topic of today's discussion: is the laser hair reduction treatment safe?
Okay. See, hair reduction is safe enough to be taken. Okay, it is. There are few. I mean to say contraindications here. So that's why prior to your service we have a consultation. So you have to take up a consultation, and the doctor will suggest you whether you can take up the laser hair reduction or not. Okay, it's only cases like where a lady is pregnant or breastfeeding. In those cases, we avoid laser hair reduction. Rest anybody can take it. Okay, coming to the safety of the laser hair reduction, the first thing is what appliance is basically getting used here. Okay, that matters a lot. What is the technology which is used here? How trained is the professional who is coming to do the service at your place? Okay, how trained is she? Okay, so at Urban Company we have we are using a diode laser with triple wavelength, which is safe enough. It has a chill tip, so the first thing which your body experiences or your skin experience will be a very cool feeling, and then the laser ray is going to pass through your skin. Okay, so you're not going to feel any sort of discomfort. And also on the top part of your skin, which is your epidermal skin, there will be no any side effects basically there on your top part of your skin. Plus there is a trained doctor who is checking on your skin type, who's checking on your hair type, and then deciding what will be the parameters which will be set during the service. And that parameters are set by the professional for that particular service. And also throughout your journey you will be in touch with your doctor. Okay, so the doctor is responsible for your complete treatment. You can speak to the doctor over the call, over WhatsApp. Okay, so they are available throughout the journey of your laser. And also, when you're taking up services at home, one, the benefit is you are getting a service done at home at Urban Company. So that is the most convenient thing I would say for anybody these days. Okay. The other is when you take up laser hair reduction, you need to be a little indoors. You should not, expose your skin too much to sun rays. Okay. So for that, since you're taking it at home, the exposure to sun automatically reduces here. So that's also a benefit of taking it at home, and that's also one of a safety factor which adds up to your safety basically. So I think I have answered your question, Shruti.
Yeah, I think Dr. Monal, that's a really good provision. I feel, with Urban Company, a doctor is available throughout, and you can contact the person like whenever you are, if you want to ask something, if you want need help at any point of time during your laser hair reduction journey. That's a wonderful provision by Urban Company. So, if any one of you is interested in knowing more about laser hair reduction at Urban Company, please feel free to go to the link which is pinned in the comment section. That will take you to the Urban Company app, and you can find all your answers there. So, I think let's have one more question, and maybe then we can just go back to our discussion. So Rinki is asking, how safe is laser hair reduction compared to other hair removal techniques? I think Dr. Monal, you have of course educated us on the safety of laser hair reduction. But if we compare it to the other hair removal techniques, then how is it safe and how is it better?
Okay, Rinki, first I would like to know here what hair removal techniques. Assuming you are talking about procedures like, waxing, because most of the ladies tend to, do waxing or basically threading, or they tend to do epilators. Okay, so any of these procedures, if you're doing it, okay, it is not called as your permanent reduction. Okay, so you are going to get the hair back, the similar hair back or more hair back basically, ending up taking these procedures. But laser hair reduction, on the other hand, will help you to get rid of the hair permanently. So here the reduction will be permanent. It's just that, post the complete completion of a treatment, you may require a maintenance sessions in a year once or twice. That's the max. Unlike other procedures wherein you will have to take it either monthly, once, or there are few people ending up to take it up monthly twice as well. So it's always safe to take up laser hair reduction versus other hair removal techniques, I would say.
Yeah, I think, and doctor, with every hair removal technique like waxing or maybe using razor, you have to do it like quite frequently. I think after every 15 days. So I think laser hair reduction actually sort of saves us from going through all that, and that to twice a month. So I think that helps answer Rinky's question. Uh, we can, of course, we'll be answering to more questions later on in the live session. So people, whosoever, is interested in asking questions, please, you know, s- use the hashtag UCLaser, and you will get a chance to win 10% off on any laser hair reduction service from Open Company. Now, going back to the discussion, Dr. Monal. So, Dr. Monal, there is, of course, a very, very, myths, like so many myths, I mean, around laser hair reduction. One of them being key, will it like sort of harm my skin? Will it like do some damage? Will it darken my area? So does that happen with laser hair reduction, or it's completely safe that ways as well?
Okay, let me bust those myths for you, Shubhangi, and for all the customers here. So, see, absolutely, laser is safe to be taken. There is no such side effects like which a customer may feel can happen. A slight form of redness can be there because we are using heat energy here. So there can be a little bit of redness, or in medical terms we call it as erythema. Okay, or there can be a little bit of burning sensation, which is very very normal. These are normal, very very normal things which can be taken care of with the help of a cold compression post the service. Also, we have the doctors is going to tell you what are the post care instructions what you need to follow. The professional who comes to your service is going to reiterate that for you. Plus, over the WhatsApp, okay, the customer is going to get these as as a PDF file, so they can have a look at it. So there is a lot of reiteration what we are trying to do so that everybody follows that well. Okay, plus post the service there will be a call which goes from the doctor itself. Okay, so the doctor is going to ask you how the service was, and if there is any sort of issues which a customer is facing can be addressed then and there. So that safety is basically there at Urban Company. Okay, because you have your trained doctors and you have your trained professionals who's doing the service for you.
I think that's wonderful when you are getting everything at the comfort of home. You don't even have to step out, especially in this hot weather. No one, I think, wants to go out and get stuck in that long traffic queues and all. So I think that's really, really helpful that Urban Company has come up with the service and they're providing it at home. Dr. Mona, my next question to you is: as women, I think a lot of us go through hormonal changes. Some women are also facing like going through basically PCOS or PCOD, or maybe just regular hormonal changes. So will laser hair reduction be helpful for those people? Because I've observed, like, some people usually observe some hair growth on their face, their facial hair tends to increase with PCOD or hormonal changes. So do you think laser hair reduction will be helpful in handling such cases, and like will be effective for these people?
Absolutely, I think this is the ideal treatment for people who have, PCOD or any hormonal problems like hypothyroidism. So, in these, medical issues, what happens is there is a surge of your hormones. So basically, male hormones tends to be more in quantity compared to female hormones, because of which you tend to have unwanted hair in the areas where you're not supposed to have it, right? Plus, customers getting more and more waxing done, more and more threading done. Okay, it makes the area very very rough. Okay, and there are few customers or patients we see their skin becomes very very pigmented, or it becomes basically greenish in color. Because of the lot of friction which is involved when they are taking up waxing or they threading. Okay, so ideally laser is the ideal and the best treatment in these cases. Okay, it's just that the number of sessions required will be a little higher if you have any hormonal issues versus a customer or a patient who is having no medical issues. But the results are guaranteed. You will get a much much better result rather than going ahead with your waxing and threading. So why bearing the pain so much of your waxing and threading when you have laser hair reduction and you're getting rid of the hair almost permanently?
So, Dr. Munal, how many sessions would it require for someone who's suffering from PCOD? or PCOS?
Got it. See, it depends upon the body parts. One, post the consultation, we check the hair, we check the skin, okay, and we decide the parameters and we decide the number of sessions there. But nowhere less than, to start up with, we tell our customers 6 to 8 sessions are the minimum number of sessions which are required. In case of a hormonal problem, the sessions can go up to 10 to 12. It can go up to 8 to 10 or 10 to 12 sessions. Plus the maintenance sessions, which is common for everybody. So in a year, once or twice, maintenance is required.
And that too, I think maintenance also depends on the growth. Not necessarily everyone has to go for maintenance, right?
Some people don't require it, some people may require it, because see, at the end of the day we are females, right? So any hormonal issues happens in the body, we tend to get the hair back. Now I'm not telling the whole hair is going to come back once, which are the treated hair, but maybe some few hair strands
Hmm.
may pop out. Okay, for that you may require maintenance. Some don't feel to take it up also, because the hair becomes very very fine. Okay, so it doesn't
Hmm.
create any sort of issues basically, so they continue with it.
Okay, okay. I think, Dr. Monal, we can take a couple of audience questions again. I feel a lot of people have been commenting. So let's just address a couple of questions and get back to the discussion. Okay, so Ashia has asked, is it safe for teenagers? Is laser head reduction safe for teenagers? So, Dr.
Okay.
Monal, is there any particular age or something?
Okay. Ashia, any girl who have attained menarche, meaning have got periods, okay, they can take up laser. But we keep a age frame here at 15 years, okay. So a girl more than 15 to more than 15 years can take up laser. It's safe enough to be taken. It's just that under the supervision of the parents, okay. So a mother, if she can be there while the service is done, okay, that would be much better. Rest anybody above the age of 15 years can take it.
So, Dr. Monal, I was just curious, why is there a certain, like, if a person is supposedly 14 or 13 years old, if a girl is 13, 14 years old, so does something hamper, or like why is it suggested that a person, whenever she attains menarche, then only the person is supposed to take laser hair reduction? Is there a specific reason, or
Yeah. So Shubhangi, majorly once we achieve menarche, right, you will see these, I would not say abnormal hair, I would say unwanted hair basically, which starts,
Hmm.
popping out from the body. So before that, you would see the hair will be much, much finer. So because of the hormonal change, once we attain menarche, right, that then you tend to have, the hair which needs to be treated with the help of laser. So initial days only, rather than starting up with waxing, or giving your daughter a pain of waxing, I would say much better is taking up laser hair reductions. By the time she grows up, she is around 20 or something, she is almost away from these unwanted hair.
yeah, I think that's actually very, very helpful. And with like with services like Urban Company, they don't even have to go out and scout for appointments, and they can just get it done at the comfort of home. I think let's take up just one more question before we jump back to the discussion. Okay, Sony has asked, and I'm really happy that she has actually used the hashtag. She's asking, can laser hair reduction be performed on men's body hair?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? There are lots of men taking these days. There are a lot of actors basically taking up laser hair reduction these days. So it's
Hmm.
very common these days. Men are also taking it. It's just that the number of sessions required again for men is a little higher, considering the hair, they have a thicker hair growth compared to females. Okay. And because of the testosterone hormones, what they have in their body, because of that, they have much thicker hair. Okay. So they can definitely take it up. But I'm really sorry, Sony. Currently, we are not doing it at Urban Company. We are here right now just to help all our female customers to get rid of the unwanted hair, and soon we may be starting with men category as well.
I think that helps us answer Sony's question. So, Dr. Monal, I was just wondering, you of course informed us on the safety aspects of laser hair reduction. So, if you could help us understand, and maybe for the people who have just joined in the live session, so like what is it exactly that makes laser hair reduction safe? Is it the machine? Is it the technology? Like what exactly it is that people don't have to sort of worry about any side effects of laser hair reduction?
Okay, let me start step by step. So the first thing, definitely, Shubhangi, it is the machine or the technology or the appliance what we are using, right? So the technology currently at Urban Company is a diode laser. So these are the lasers which most of the places are using these days. Okay, so this is one safety feature of the machine. Second is the machine. I mean to say what wavelength basically is getting used here, right? So currently at Urban Company, we are using a triple wavelength. So basically, it is a cocktail of three wavelengths which penetrates through your skin. Okay, so it goes to a layer wherein you have a lot of hair follicles there. So it basically helps you to get rid of all the hair which is there present at the dermal part of your skin. Okay, the other is the appliance which is used should have a chill tip. Okay, so it is a ice cool technology what we call it as. Okay, so the first thing, as I was telling you, your body will be experiencing will be a very very cool feeling. Okay, so it is a proper cooling which is done before your session, after your session. So when this is happening, right, your top part of your skin, I would not say it will become numb, but you will feel it so cold that you're not going to feel any sort of discomfort, because it's the heat what we are using, but you will not feel the heat more, you will feel more it's a cool temperature, or a cold feeling is what you will be having at your top part of your skin. So then when the ray is going to pass through your skin, you may feel deep beneath your skin, you may feel there is a little bit of heat which will be there, which is quite bearable. So this is one of a good feature that the machine should have. Okay, the other, the professional who is going to come to your place, who will be doing your service. Okay, how trained is the professional? Okay, so at Urban Company we have professionals who have minimum of 5 years of experience. Okay, plus they are UC certified. So there is a training which is done from UC side. Once they clear that training, they are allowed to do the service. So that's also one of a big safety feature. Okay, so a trained professional and under the supervision of a doctor. So a doctor is there who is deciding your parameters, okay, based on your skin type, based on your hair type, for your particular service. Okay, and yeah, majorly these are the things which will help you to have a safe session. Okay, plus when you do it at a professional place, they know that they are supposed to provide you a goggles to be worn during the service, because you should not look at the rays through your naked eyes. Okay, so all the safety features which should be followed here are followed by the professional who is going to come to your place, because she's been trained that way. So all these things will definitely overall help you to have a safe session, okay, from Urban Company.
So I think Urban Company actually takes care of all the safety standards. And so people, whosoever is interested in knowing more, although Dr. Monal has educated us on how it works at Urban Company, but if someone is keen on knowing more, then please feel free to go to the link which is pinned in the comment section, and it will take you to the Urban Company app, where you can explore the app and get answers to any other questions that you might have. And also, people just keep pouring in the questions and keep using hashtag UC Laser. We have a special offer going on. So top 10 people, who use a hashtag UC Laser will get a chance to win 10% off on any laser hair reduction service in Urban Company. So, Dr. Monal, coming back to the discussion, so there is often a misconception because laser hair reduction is relatively newer. I know it's existing, it's been there in the market since quite some time, but some people have suddenly started to, get to know about the service. So they often have this misconception that it's expensive. When they look at the prices, they are just, they think, ki nahi, like, this seems very expensive, and let's just go back to the traditional hair removal methods. So if you could help us explain how does the prices work and how do they work at Urban Company and in general?
Sure. Let me make it little interactive here, Shubhangi. I would tell all the viewers, if they can just calculate an amount of a full body waxing, if you get it done right, you end up paying minimum of 2,000 to 2,500, right? And you calculate that with the number of years. So in a year, 12 months are there. So you calculate that. So 2,500 into 12, okay? And into those many years, so let's take approximately minimum of 20 years, we will get vaccine done. So multiply that by 20 years. Okay, and I'm sure the viewers must have got an answer here. So it comes to almost around 6 lakhs. Okay, so 6 lakhs versus Urban Company, wherein you are paying around 50,000 for your full body laser, plus a maintenance session. Let's take an approximate value of about 20,000. So somewhere around 60 70K is what you're going to pay for your full body. Okay, 6 sessions. Okay, at Urban Company. plus the maintenance. Okay, and you're getting rid of the hair almost 90 to 95%, versus, okay, 6 lakhs what you're going to pay yearly. Okay, not yearly, in the whole span of 20 years. Okay, so this is much much better to take up. It's less expensive, I would say, less painful, I would say. Okay, and the best thing is getting it done at the convenience of your home. So it's always better, I would say, to take up laser hair reduction. In the longer run, this is much much better, rather than waxing, rather than threading, or rather than shaving the area basically.
I think that's actually no one would have thought that, when they look at it like that, because, people just compare one time waxing price to like one time laser price, but they just don't take into consideration that laser is like forever, and waxing is something that you have to take like maybe just twice a month, also sometimes whenever you have to go out for an event or something.
That's
So I
right.
think, Dr. Muller, thank you so much for explaining us in such an interactive way. I think let's take a couple of more audience questions and then we can just get back to the discussion. So Doshi Shivangi actually, are there any specific aftercare instructions to follow after laser hair reduction session? So Dr. Monal, do you have to say something on that?
Sure. So Doshi, there are some set of pre-care instruction. There are some set of post-care instructions what you need to follow pre and post the service. Now these instructions will be shared by the doctor. She will be explaining you about these instructions. Plus the professional who is going to come to your place is also going to reiterate those. Okay. Now the major ones would be that the area where you are treating, right? It can be your face, it can be your underarms. Mostly for the face, let me talk about. So you are not supposed to use any hot water or a cold water. It should be a normal plain water the day when you take up the service, right? You are supposed to use a moisturizer. You are supposed to use a sunscreen. Okay, these are the two important things which you should use pre and post the service. Okay, you should not expose your part wherever you're getting laser hair reduction done to the sun immediately post the service. Okay, and even if you can just avoid for the next day would be great. But if you are planning to go out, okay, then you can always use a sunscreen and then only step out. Okay, you should not use any sort of scrubs, any face packs for that particular day, or at least for 2 days post the service. Most of us these days are using retinol based creams, or active ingredients, so retinoic acid, retinols, and any steroid based creams. So these should be avoided at least 3 days post the service. And the area, if you're feeling post the service is little red or something, just apply a cold compression there. Okay, you can just apply a fusibed cream, or we can suggest you for the soframycin at that particular area, or based on how your pain threshold is and how the redness is, we will suggest you accordingly what you can apply. But these are the major instructions what you need to follow post the treatment. Okay, and these are mostly for 3 days. And after the service, you are not supposed to shave or wax at least for about a week or so. Okay, and you're not supposed to wax completely throughout the service. Okay, but shaving is allowed in between the service. And that also, if you're planning for your next service, you should do it 15 days prior to your service, so that you have a proper hair growth to take up your next service.
I
Yeah.
think that's some of the major aftercare instructions which Dr. Monal has told. I think that helps us answer Shivangi's question as well. Let's take up just one more question before we jump back into the discussion. And please, guys, use hashtag UC Laser. You will get a 10% off on laser hair reduction, the selected 10 people. So please don't let go of this golden opportunity, I would say, and use the hashtag UC Laser. Pooja is asking, okay, that's a very interesting question actually. Pooja is asking, is it safe to undergo laser hair reduction on tanned skin or should she wait?
Okay. See, if the tan is a very, very recent tan, okay, like you've just gone to, a beach or somewhere, and then you're planning to take it up, I would suggest you please wait. Okay. The reason being, your skin is already inflamed right now. Okay. Let it get soothed properly. Okay. And then you can take up the laser hair reduction, because again, laser is, a heat energy, what we are, light energy getting converted into heat energy. So, on an inflamed skin, I would not suggest you to take it up. Okay. Once it gets soothed, you can take it up. Okay, but if it is a tan which is there from a long time and it is not inflamed, then you can take up laser. It's just that we will be little cautious while it will be done, so that your skin doesn't get burned here. Usually that doesn't happen also because of the appliance that we are using here. So that's basically the safety. The machine what we are using or the appliance what we are using is a high end appliance, so your skin is not going to have any sort of burning while the service is done. I hope I have answered Pooja's question.
Yeah. I think that was very helpful, Dr. Monal. A couple of questions, Dr. Monal, before we actually wrap up the session and take more audience questions. So, one very very common myth, is that people think that hair will grow back denser after they go for laser hair reduction, and sometimes people feel ki maybe the hair growth will be faster, and hair will also grow on like the areas where there was no hair earlier. So do you think this happens, or it's just a myth?
Yeah. So there are two, three aspects here, Shubhangi. One aspect, if you're talking about hair becoming denser, that will not happen. In fact, the hair is going to become finer session after session. So you would see the hair is going to get thinned out after session. Okay. After third to fourth session, you will see a drastic difference. And if you're talking about hair growing on some other area, so that's why when laser hair reduction is done, we have trained our professional that they should do a proper marking of the area where the session is supposed to be done. The reason being, laser rays should not be given on the area where you don't have unwanted hair. The area where you have unwanted, sorry, the area where you don't have unwanted hair, okay, that will absorb the heat, okay, and then there is a paradoxical hair growth, meaning hair may grow on the area where you don't have, hair basically. So that's why marking is very important. Take it on an area where you have unwanted hair, very, very soft hair, the hair what we tend to have on a cheek area or on the inner aspect of our arm. Those are very, very fine hair. Preferably do not take it up on those areas. Other areas you can completely take it up. But yeah, the hair is not going to get denser. It is going to get finer session after session. It is going to, the number of hair is also going to get reduced, okay, session after session. So that you will see the difference within, there are few customers they get results within one session. Also one session shows them a drastic difference. There are few customers after third fourth session, a few which requires 6 sessions to see the proper results.
I think, Dr. Monal, when you, of course, informed us, the professional whosoever comes to do the service at home, at least at the urban company, they mark the area and then they perform laser on that. So I think a person need not worry about the same thing because it's already taken care of by the
Also,
professional.
to add on, Shubhangi, like a upper lip area, right? Now, upper lip area is a very small area, so there are chances that the probe can, go to an area where there are no hair. So, what our
Hmm.
professionals we train them is they do the taping of that particular area and then they do the service, so that unnecessarily, the rays should not get absorbed by the area where you don't have hair. So, those are safety things what we are checking at Urban Company, and these are mandatory for our professionals to do it.
That's actually a commendable thing. So people whosoever wants to know more about laser hair reduction at Urban Company, please feel free to go to the link. It's pinned in the comment section, and it will actually take you to the Urban Company app where you can explore laser hair reduction category in general, and you can also look for certain things that you're looking for and get your like get answers to the questions that you might have. So Dr. Monal, I have one more question before we end this session. So, if you could help people out there understand, since we have spoken about laser reduction at Urban Company, if you can help us understand what is the process like? How can a person just go to the Urban Company app and book the service, and like what all will it involve?
Okay. So I'll tell you the step by step process. What happens is here. So there are two things. One, you can directly go to the app and book a service for yourself. Okay, and then you get in touch with the doctor. The other is you can go to the app, book a consultation, and post the consultation. You can book a service. Okay, the app is very, very user friendly. Okay, so you go to the app, you book your consultation, you take up a consultation, and then you book your service. Okay, when you book your service, then you check based on your slots, whatever slot you want the appointment, you book your appointment. Now the professional is going to call you to check and confirm the appointment. The doctor is going to check the pre-checks whether you are good to go for your service or not. Okay, after giving a green signal to the professional is going to come to your place, okay, with the whole setup. The requirement from the customers end can is only a bed, so that they can lie down comfortably. The other, if they have a AC, well and good, okay, so that they feel comfortable during the service, okay. And then the professional is going to put the disposable sheets and everything. She is going to first clean the area so that there is no dirt particles, or there is no makeup, if we are talking about the face, which may cause any sort of hindrance during the treatment, okay. Then they are going to mark the area, okay, wherever it is required to be taken. Then she's going to shave the area. Why we do shaving is we don't want the top part of your hair to absorb the maximum heat. We want the maximum heat to be dissipated down to your area where you have the hair follicle. After that, the professional is going to apply a gel. The gel is going to make your skin little cool. Plus she's going to do a proper cooling with the ice tip of the probe basically. And then she's going to give the shots. The parameters would be shared by the doctor itself. She's going to use the parameters, she's going to give the shots, the number of the passes, and then she's going to clean the area. She's going to apply sunscreen, a fusibet cream, or whatever it is required at that point of time to soothe the skin. If there is a little bit of redness, a cold compression would be done, okay, so that the skin completely soothes. So, and then post that, the doctor will be calling you, okay, the doctor will be giving you the post care instructions what you need to follow so that you can start it up. And the same thing is reiterated by the professional itself. So that's the overall procedure, how it will be done step by step.
I think that's a very detailed procedure, Dr. Moral, and I don't think any step is getting missed out there. Even so, a lot of additional things are being taken care of, which can get missed at certain other places, maybe. So, Dr. Moral, let's take a few audience questions before we wrap up the session. So, Sabah is asking, I'm very happy that Sabah has actually used hashtag UCLaser. She's asking, should I be avoiding scented perfumes or sprays on the skin? I think after laser hair reduction, she means.
Okay. Yes, this is one of a good question, I would say, Sabha. So basically, underarm area, we tell our customers not to use any roll-ons. Okay, 1 day prior to the service, or mostly post the service. The reason being, the area is just treated with the help of laser, and then on top of that, if we are using, it becomes little sensitive, right? So on top of that, if you're using any scented perfumes or any sprays, okay, it may unnecessarily cause discomfort to the patient or to the customer basically. So that I would say, please avoid it, okay. For the body spray, for a day, if you can avoid it, would be great, okay. Rest, you can take it up, should not be a problem. After a day or so, you can use your perfumes, that should not be a problem.
I think that helps us answer Sabah's question. Um, if we can have a couple of more, I think I can read one or two questions. So, Divya is asking, can I go swimming after laser session?
Yeah.
Like,
So swimming, any sort of activity which involves a lot of sweating, right? So it can be swimming, it can be steam or sauna, it can be walking, jogging. That should be avoided for at least a day or two post the service, okay? So that we don't sweat, and that sweat basically unnecessarily will interact, in on the treated area, may cause some sort of discomfort post the service. So we tell our customers to avoid that, okay. But considering if there is a place which is a hot and humid place wherein you cannot avoid it, then we usually tell either the customers to be in a AC for at least a day. Okay. Otherwise, it's okay. If they can bear it, should not be a problem. It's not a no, but yeah, if you can avoid it, better.
okay, okay. And Sheikh is asking, is laser hair reduction treatment safe on feeding moms? I think she is actually a lactating mom, so she wants to know if she can go for the treatment.
So the major two, contraindications, meaning where we can't do laser. One is pregnancy because it may have an effect on the fetus. Okay. The other is breastfeeding. Okay, for 6 months. The reason being, once post the pregnancy, basically there is a lot of surge in your hormones, and the hormones basically starts reducing. A month after month. Okay. So for all the hormones to get balanced out, okay, we tell our customers to wait at least for 6 months. Plus, if any lady has got a C-section done, she needs to get recovered, okay, properly recovered, so that then she can start up taking up the service, because she's also into feeding. So if it's a full body laser, it requires 3 to 4 hours, and the lady has to feed also the baby. So by the time 6 months, the lady is all prepared basically to take up the service in a much much better way, I would say. So yeah, better is to avoid it for 6 months.
And I think then I think Sheikh can go for laser hair reduction because she is considering it. Okay, and I think Dr. Kajal is asking that can laser hair reduction be done on the skin with eczema? I think eczema, if I'm not wrong, is a skin disease.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so
got it.
can laser reduction be performed there?
Yeah. Okay, so a skin having eczema, it's better first we treat the eczema. If you're not having any symptoms as such, okay, then you can take it up, okay. But if there are symptoms, okay, we prefer to get it asymptomatic first, and then you can plan it up, or take it up on the area where you do not have the problem of eczema. And you have to follow the pre-care instructions very very religiously here, okay. So since it will involve a lot of itching, okay, it's always good to moisturize your skin thoroughly post the prior to your service, okay, and also post the service. But on the area where you have eczema, I would not suggest you to take up laser.
And on the other body parts, I think the person can still go for laser hair
Yeah,
reduction.
then yeah, she can still take it.
Okay, okay. I think, Dr. Mona, let's take one last question before we actually wrap up the session. So, okay, Neha actually, she's asking, is laser hair reduction safe for individual with a history of skin cancer?
Okay. See, to some extent, cancer is also, I would say, a contraindication when we talk about laser. Having a history of skin cancer, I would say better, it's safe that we should not take it. Okay. Unless and until it's been a long gap after the cancer and it has been recovered, okay, then we can still think over it. But it's, if there are symptoms, or if somebody is under the treatment or something, it's a pure contraindication, so better to avoid it, I would say.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Monal, for answering all the questions and enlightening us with such great knowledge. And I think everyone who has attended the live session, has sort of gotten their answers covered, like gotten the questions are covered, and it's extremely beneficial for everyone who's considering getting laser hair reduction done. So, people whosoever wants to know more, you can just simply click on the link which is pinned in the comment section. That will take you to the Urban Company app, and you can explore the laser hair reduction category over there. And I think that will also help you answer some of the questions. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in the session today. And we will meet you next on 30th of June, which is a Friday again at the same time with such more, questions and sessions.
Thanks, Shubhangi, for having me here. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.